As I reflected on this story from Matthew's Gospel, I wondered how this biblical encounter might be reported in today's news media. As we well know, we are recipients of news in the form of sound bites, a few words that pique our interest and curiosity, a few words that entice us to sit through the commercial break, or buy a newspaper, or buy a magazine. And these few words usually don't tell the whole story, but they do get our attention. So I have come up with my own sound bites to pique your interest about today's gospel. And as you listen, I invite you to come up with your own descriptive headlines. So here we go. The first one: foreign lady won't take no for an answer. Kind of captures it, doesn't it? Huh? Or how about this one? Persistent, clever woman gets a yes from Jesus. Now I was really getting into it. We're on a roll now. Jesus' followers urge him, send the lady away. Now this one kind of had too many words, but I put it in anyway. Jesus and a pagan woman talk about dogs and food scraps. Just one more, bear with me. This happens to be my favorite because I'm a parent and I know a lot of you can identify with this, but you have to pay attention because this is very few words. What a mother will do. The story of Jesus and the Canaanite woman is complex and has been a topic of discussion and interpretation among scripture scholars for some time. We see Jesus in a different light. He seems to be harsh in his treatment of the woman who is a foreigner and a Gentile. He refuses to acknowledge her, and he says, I was sent only to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. One can sense a tone of exclusion or even discrimination. How can this be? First of all, we need to understand the culture in the time of Jesus. The deck is stacked against the Canaanite woman. Her chances of speaking with Jesus are remote at best, and receiving a cure for her daughter was probably even more remote. You see, woman did not speak to men in public, and furthermore, she is a foreigner, a Gentile, a group detested by the Jews. But that doesn't stop her. She persists by using the metaphor of the dogs and the table scraps. And this comparison gets Jesus' attention. In fact, it not only gets his attention, but he has a change of heart. And he says, "Oh woman, how great is your faith." And he drives the demon out of her daughter. You know, too often we approach our Catholic faith on an intellectual basis. We focus on church doctrine or papal encyclicals or the catechism of the church. Today's gospel shows us that true faith is more than an intellectual endeavor. The faith Jesus recognizes in the woman has less to do with doctrine and more to do with the heart. More to do with compassion and understanding. More to do with inclusion, not exclusion. More to do with love. Love of God and love of our neighbor. In today's gospel, we see Jesus as true God and true man. When initially faced with the woman's situation, he responded, it appears, in his humanity. He responded according to the social customs of the time. But as the story unwinds, we see a change of heart that is manifested in a divine cure, acknowledging his divine nature. What is our takeaway from today's readings? True faith is a condition of the heart and of the mind. We need both as we strive for perfection in our daily lives and living. And finally, we need to be inclusive in our faith. Remember the words from today's first reading. My house shall be called a house of prayer.